Hi guys, Finch here, and today we're going to be looking at a training aid which is being used by a ridiculous amount of tour pros. And we are talking about this. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button if you like what you are seeing within this video. And this promises to be hopefully quite eye-opening to how pros actually use training aids. Now, first of all, what is it? So this is a Visio Mat, and it's designed by Phil Kenyon, who owns the Harold Swash Putting School of Excellence. Now, I got this mat a while ago. I have lessons with Lee Sullivan, who is part of the Harold Swash Putting School of Excellence, and he's based at Tour X. And I've started to use this more and more, and certainly from the Open onwards, when I've been going to different tour events, it is staggering how many of the best players in the world are using this training aid. So the first thing we're going to look at is why tour pros are going to be using this training aid while putting. And one of the most obvious reasons for this is Phil Kenyon now is coaching a lot of top players. If you throw that in with Mike Kansky and Lee Sullivan as well, they are all starting to get together some very good players within their coaching stable. Group into that fact the tour pro mentality of when they see something that is working for someone else, they want a slice of the action as well. So when you see players like Tommy Fleetwood, like Francesco Molinari, who's made massive improvements within his putting, all of a sudden pros are going to be like, well, I quite like what he's doing with that. So you've got those two factors, and of course you've got the fact that it is a good training aid. And what I'm going to do is have a look at this in a little bit more detail and how you can potentially use this yourself. Now, obviously it's a mat. They've actually redone the material on this. Lee was telling me last time I saw him that it actually lays flat a lot quicker now. The old one wasn't really good as far as that was concerned. You have to put about 64 heavy bucks on it to actually get it flat when it came out of the tube. However, now the new material is much better. You can get different arcs as well. So I have a 12-degree arc version of it here, and that's because that's suited to my stroke. And the one thing which really stands out first of all is the amount of lines which are actually on this. Now you can see that it's got this, which is the target line, and then you can also see how it has an arc. Now that's the 12-degree arc, and that's what you want to be keeping the center of the putter over as you're making strokes with this. It's also got these here. Now these are little holes for T-pegs to go in, so you can make your own gates. And it's obviously got T-pegs in the corners as well, so you can really plug it into a green. Now I like this training aid because it is pretty visual. When you put it down, you can see what you want your stroke to do. You can see the difference between the arc and the target line. And you can also see here, you can see as this horizontal line goes backwards, the arc, you can also see how these vertical lines, they are also slightly slanted. So as you make your stroke, you can make sure that the leading edge is matched up. Because that's one thing that a lot of amateurs certainly do poorly. As they take the club back, they try and take it back in a straight line. They try and keep the club face pointed down the target line. Because the putter does work on an arc, you want the club face to be lined up to the arc. So the club face in relation to target line will open on the way back, it will be square at impact, and then it will rotate closed after impact in relation to target line. It will stay square in relation to arc. Now, when people use this as a training aid, something that they do, which is a mistake, is just use it for block practice. Now, what I mean by that is they set up to a straight hole and just hit put after put after put after put, trying to groove in a stroke. Now, there is a use for that as you work on technique. However, the one thing that a lot of people don't do is actually take the mat and put it on a breaking put. Because your putting stroke, if you want to be technically perfect, which as long as it goes in the hole, that's what matters. But if you want to be technically perfect, you have to match up your stroke every single time to your arc and your starting target line. And if you've managed to actually judge the break correctly, then every put you should be seeing the starting line as straight, looking at that breaking point, how it's going to turn, and then how it's going to be dropping into the hole. But guys, this is also a conversation, so make sure you comment below and let me know what you've used which has worked for you as far as training aids are concerned. And also, what do you think about training aids? Are they something that you do experiment with? Are you a training aid junkie? Because that can certainly be a mistake. And comment below, let me know what you think. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight on what I found as far as my practice is concerned and what I've seen some of the very best players in the world do with this mat. So comment below, like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media platforms, which are all linked in the description below. And we'll see you next time.